Not sure how well it shows up, but there's a lot of yellow popping out of the woods around me. Although we're at the edge of town, we're not quite in the woods, but we can see if I back up here, there's a lot of yellow on this hill beside me, and you might have even seen in the background from different angles. Some of it belongs to this one here. This is a typical plant of this type of river ecosystem. It's also seen in developed areas quite frequently along buildings, but it's not seen a whole lot in our forests locally. In the Midwest and different places, that this will be a very common tree. Here it's mostly in the river floodplains, and along with these sycamores. Can you see these flaky barked, partially white bark trees? It might not come out in the camera. Anyway, we'll take a closer look. So this is called box elder or ash-leafed maple. It is a maple, and you can see these distinct opposite branches, which is one of the qualities of maple. And ash leaf refers to the leaf being pinnately compound, being made up of segments. It's a little hard to see here, but as this expands, you'll start to see that there's at least 3 distinct leaflets on each leaf. And this is not a tree that I am used to utilizing, but it tells me that I'm in morel mushroom territory, and I like to see it for that reason, especially this time of the year. It's been a little cold. By the way, this is the end of April, and generally speaking, things are, basically what you'd expect in April, but a little bit later than, say, last year, or maybe later than typical. Down here we have nettles. I think I'll do a segment just on nettles here in a minute, but I'll show you this one for now. And then here again, box elder still has some maple seeds. This tree throws a lot of people off because they don't expect this maple to have compound leaves, but oftentimes people would recognize this as a maple seed with the wings really holding on there. Okay. Let's see. We're in quite a thicket of these box elders. A lot of garlic mustard again. Here's a bigger tree behind me here. Take a closer look. It doesn't look all that different than the box elder at a glance, especially because they're both in a similar, I guess we got to get in here, both in a similar point, just starting to leaf out. But one thing you'll notice is that we're not seeing those same kinds of flowers. And well, that's tricky because it's going to point out how the leaves are different. That still looks like box elder, but that's because that's I guess it fell over. This bigger one bent this one down at some point. So let's come over here. All right, here we go. This is from the big one, and this is a willow. Typical long slender leaves, typical habitat for willow, wet. Here's another one. So this time of the year you see a lot of yellow popping out, especially these larger trees with trunks leaning over in the wet swampy areas. That's likely going to be willow. You'll get the sense of it.